So mine is not an SaaS or MVP. It's a trained model like for research oriented learning educational purpose. So this is the AI Rubik's Cube solver. I recently did a documentation of this on Twitter with a built-in public community. So let me give a brief introduction about me. So my name is Suhas. I'm from India. I'm right now 16-year-old at grade 11. I am interested in front-end development in web design and also did my AI course from University of Helsinki, Finland, through an online certification course. I also co-founded Nurifix, an AI research oriented company and organization for building products useful for others. And this is an open source project available on GitHub. So this is the UI for the solver. It has a custom cube analysis feature and can analyze complex cube structure. It can also be colored anyway with the help of the color palette there. And then it can be solved step by step by giving you a tutorial of the animation on the cube and can be even solved directly. So why did I do this? So it was for a research. It can be helpful for education. It can be even helpful for approaching new algorithms in the AI infrastructure for furthermore experimenting them. So these are the key features here. So it can also solve in the least number of steps, which is very crucial in terms of speed and accuracy for a cuber. And the stacks I have used in this is a simple JavaScript program, a web UI for HTML and CSS, few AI algorithms tuned in with the cube algorithm to analyze the metrics of this app. And these are the links. You can check it out. It's on GitHub. I will show you the demo of this now.
Awesome.
So this is the cube solver. Let me go ahead and download it.
So you're using GitHub Light theme. It's a bold choice.
So I hope you can see the screen now.
Yep.
Yep. So this is it. This is a 3D model where you can see the cube. I have a cube right now in my hand. Right? So let me go ahead and give it a good mix. So this is the cube which is shuffled, and let me try to paint this same cube on the palette here. So it starts with the middle center, which is orange, yellow, green, white, yellow, green, green, red, blue, orange, red, yellow, white, white. So here, there's a feature here. So this is the color palette. I have not colored here properly, and it can all analyze the cube saying that it cannot solve the invalid painting. So it cannot solve this. So once again, let me check it out. So it's an orange here, and it gets to know it's all aligned properly, and the error message moves out. And when we click on step-by-step process, it scans the cube and it generated a series of step in 29 moves. It can solve the cube in 29 moves. Let me show you it. So this is the cube, and I started with this. So it goes up like this. then here almost 3 steps, and here it solves it.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Okay, I have one thing just immediately came to my mind.
Yeah.
One question. Have you done anything with like image analysis and image like recognition?
No, there's nothing with image recognition. It's all pattern wise recognition. It
Yeah,
gets to
that's
know.
the thing.
Yeah.
That's
So
the thing. So the next thing that what you could do, so that's what
Yeah.
just literally came to my mind,
okay.
is that if you do have something like a photo, right, or a
Yes.
video, you just
So
right,
with
if you get what I'm saying. So it would immediately be able to recognize, so you don't have to tell it what the current state is, right? It would be able to recognize it, and then you just click solve. But in that case, if you had that, right, you can do that for many other algorithms, and then I think it becomes, like useful in many other cases, right? And then it immediately becomes something that you can turn into a SaaS, right?
yeah, yeah,
Things
yeah, yeah.
that would solve people's problems. Exactly, right. So there you go.
Yeah, this was the main problem which I created. Was I was learning this cube and I didn't find many resources which could solve it, and a lot of them had no 3D movement structure for any least number of steps, and it was hard for me to learn it. And once I learned it through tons of YouTube tutorials, and then I thought of building it for others to be helpful for others. And also
Yeah,
we
this
could
clearly work.
this could also be implemented with the OpenCV Python package. It can just recognize by keeping it on the camera. That would also be
Exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually, using OpenCV. Wow, that's impressive. Explain the model. What kind of model are you using?
It's just a normal cube algorithm which is implemented in JavaScript. It analyzes each and every corner, how it's gets shuffled when you place in the middle of this, like the middle part are the sources of the color. Each color represents one side, and each corner gets moved along. For you example, it moves. So it gets to know which area it moves, and then it analyzes and predicts the move, and then it generates a step of series to solve. It's just no API keys and all. It's just if else statements and a ton of other algorithms of the cube itself.
Very cool.
So is this using AI?
Yeah, kind of. Yes. Because it analyzes how the cube is, and it also detects error of the color matching.
Nice.
So it's more of a functional thing rather than machine learning?
No, there's no machine learning here.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably
If
don't
I
need
had,
machine learning since if you know the algorithm and the motions, you probably can just use a bunch of if-else statements.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would be better.
yeah, in machine learning, you have to import the model and then fine tuning it. It becomes a lengthy process and just
Yeah.
complicates the whole process. As of now, the cube is itself a complex algorithm to solve. With that, implementing machine learning, we could do that in the future near somewhere.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you don't need machine learning to solve it, right? I think like the Rubik's Cube is a solved puzzle. You can use, I
Yeah.
think, like you said, like group theory or something to solve.
Yeah, yeah,
It's super cool. Very impressive.
cool.
How did you do the 3D cube?
3.js.
Okay.
I tried going through documentation for 3D models on the internet, and I found it very complicated to integrate this color pattern to the live model here. And so I just dropped the idea of normal CSS and went on with 3.js. That would be better. There's no CSS involved here.
Yeah, if you wanted to do that in pure CSS, good luck.
It
That'd be tough.
it's a
That'd have been
series. Yeah, the UI takes a lot of time to build, and then your code get crashed and you try to bug fix it all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any, what are your current future plans for this? Where do you want to take this?
Try to scale it to mass educational platforms, or try to make it even more better, as Mario said, uh, image optimization. Just know how to analyze it through an image, and then we would move it to a SaaS later.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Because if you think about it, I mean, if you have a complex problem that you cannot solve, but if you can decompose it into many smaller ones, right?
Yeah.
So if it even comes down to something like a Rubik's Cube, right? Right. So that's solvable. And if you have many such small ones that are solvable, you just have to identify all the parts of the larger problem, if you get what I'm saying, right? And just say, okay, I can identify this small problem, and if you solve for all of those, you basically solve the whole large problem. And then it becomes really useful.
Yeah, that makes sense. You can, there are actually a lot of type of Rubik's Cube. This is just a 3x3. We can even make a 4x4, 2x2, 5x5. Even there's a pyramid. I don't know about that. How would that be? We could scale it to a larger model for all type of cubes.
Yeah, I think people would really like that, actually, especially if they receive this really well. If they like it, yeah, why not?
Yeah. So the next plan is to make a landing page and interlink all of these projects on that one stream instead of navigating through repositories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, streamline it in that way is a good idea. Very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.